I was going to make a video about how having a weekly planner could help me, but rather impulsively I've thought of another idea which I think is more important to cover before covering that. And it's the fact that I've just had an impulsive thought thinking that this hasn't been a break at all. Yesterday, I posted 8 videos, excluding that 4-second video that was just me doing that or something. I don't remember. I went in yesterday. I went in. And even though I planned for this to be a break period, and I do believe that I've got it more together than I did before starting this break, I do also think that upon reflection, this really hasn't been much of a break because I've been putting in so much effort. It's certainly been a break from calisthenics. I'll give it that. I'll give myself that. It's been a break, but I can't say it's been a break from making video after video after video. It absolutely has not been that. Yesterday, I've posted more videos in one day than quite a few people are out there are posting in the space of a week, and some in the space of a month. I certainly like what I do, but I can't undermine the fact that I haven't given time to put all of this brain power that I have and that I put into these videos on a daily basis into other areas of my life. And maybe it's about time I do that. That's not a passive aggressive comment to myself, it's an observation. It's obvious to me that I have enough brain power to be able to allow myself to progress in things if I want to. My proof of this would be the fact that I've made major progress in calisthenics. I can now hold an L sit, at least somewhat, for a few seconds, compared to back when I couldn't at all during the day 140s or so. 143s when I really made a start on achieving the L sit, and I've made major progress since. As I said, this is all relevant because it, to me, is proof that if I set my mind onto something, I absolutely can improve in it and I can make it grow. That's something that my dad has told me for as long as I can remember. If I set my mind to something, it will work, and I must thank him for that, because it's a opinion of his that he has put onto me, and I have not digested with and I haven't questioned that belief. I do believe it because I've got proof that if I set my mind on something, I can improve in it. Such as the improvements that I've made in calisthenics. I believe that is true, but I have to thank him, because him saying that over and over again and me digesting it without question back when I was younger, and even all the way up until right at this moment, could have meant that I just allowed that to stay in my brain, and I acted on that opinion, which is something I don't mind at all. I have to take time to thank him for that, because that belief that he's had in me, it seemed to stay in my head and physically manifested itself due to my in the form of my actions and what I'm doing with my life. I'm now asking myself, do I regret how I've gone about this break? At first glance, no, not really. Because in my opinion, I've made progress. For example, I've made progress by adding a weightlifting series. I now really believe that if I want to make major progress in my weightlifting journey, which I do want to, I can. I've given myself the tools to be able to do so. And what I've now tried works. There might be other ways that work more efficiently than this one, but this one works. It's effective. So I don't regret it. However, I might need to make this break longer. Because as I've said in one of yesterday's videos, one of many, I was saying that August is a big month for me, and I'm not going to feel at peace or happy if I don't put my efforts into something. And if I put very little effort into this, I want to put my effort somewhere else, and those efforts that I would want to put into somewhere else, I'd channel it into learning the gym instructor material, for example, passing my driving test, for example, and improving my financial literacy, for example, which is what I've set my mind on outside of this. Although it'd take away from my usual habits that I've set up over time, it might be what I have to do to make major progress in the other areas of my life, which I've just spoken about now. These other areas in particular. Spending less time on this channel would mean that I would have set aside more time to do other things, and that more time that I would have set aside, I could put into those things. If I do, I'll obviously make progress in them. And I know myself, I work on things every day. What I set my mind on, I work on every day. Even if that means I work on it for a couple of minutes, I work on it. That's how I've built myself to be. Because I believe that every day is the answer. This is a belief that I came up with after reading Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's a book that one of my sisters gave me, so I absolutely must thank her for it, because me reading the book was a stimulus that I gave myself to think that thought. The book was saying that you will find the answer in your own way, and I think that is it. I think that's it. Those 4 words. Every day is the answer. If you're in a space to receive that information, you will. If you're in a space to understand it, you will. I've explained what it means in the past, but I'm not doing that here. If you're in the right frame of mind, you will understand it. And you will understand it correctly, like how I've intended it to be understood. By that I mean what it means to me. It's quite the hard decision to make. It's a tough decision to make, but it's, in my opinion, it's something that must be done. I think from now on, to give myself more time, I'll purposefully be making less serious videos. I don't want to restrict myself in this way, but in order for me to progress how I want to progress, I might just have to. I really would consider that a sacrifice, because I enjoy making serious videos. I enjoy thinking deeply about things, because it's got me to a point where I've been able to improve in life. But I want to focus on these different things that don't involve this channel. So I would actually call this a sacrifice. It would be a short-term sacrifice, but a sacrifice nonetheless, because this really is something that I want to do. I want to be making as many serious videos a day as I want to be making, but without any restrictions. But I might have to add some just so that I really, really, really progress how I want to progress outside of this channel. It's a hard decision to make, but it's one that I believe I need to make, because I've been making so many serious videos and I haven't been focusing on these other areas outside of the channel as I could have been, because obviously I will be setting aside a lot more time for the serious videos, seeing as I'll be making more of them. Sooner or later, many fun videos will be coming out, but me making the serious videos seemingly has been the breeding ground for me to further and further get my life together. And I think that's why I like them so much, because I like getting my life together. I like having it more together. I like showing to myself that I'm a more self-reliant person. I don't have to depend on anyone I don't want to. I know that in myself I'll do what I need to do to be able to progress, and the serious videos have been a part of that for me personally. It's a tough decision to make, and it certainly is a sacrifice to me, because I want to make these videos. However, it might be the sacrifice that I need to make so that I spend less time on the serious videos and therefore set aside more time to do those things outside of the channel. On that note, I'll leave it at that, because I want to just enjoy myself and relax. So for now, that'll be it. This is a sacrifice that I haven't thought of making until now, but I might just need to, and I'm using this video to say that I am making this short sacrifice. It's a short one, it's a short-term one, but it's one nonetheless. I want to do this, but I need to set aside more. I clearly need to set aside more time to do the stuff that I set myself to do outside of the channel, because I'm not doing as much as I want to whilst I'm making these many serious videos a day that I usually would. So on that note, I'll leave it at that. If there's anything I've left this video with, is that sometimes we genuinely might have to make short-term sacrifices to take things to the next level. I don't want to make any long-term sacrifices, but if I think I need to, I'll go to it when I'll think about it when I get there. I'll cross that bridge when I get there. That's the saying. There you go. But for now, yeah, that'll be it. I'm just gonna relax now and chill out, be in touch with nature and reality, get myself more in touch with it. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll see you lot in the next one. Peace.